Hello and welcome to another edition of In the News, a Voice of Nigeria's program that addresses key issues making news in Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Remember, you can always listen to this program and other Voice of Nigeria's program on our Facebook platform, One Newscast. Other platforms are on our website, www.von.gov.ng, or on Simple Radio, Radio Garden, TuneIn Radio, or the Von mobile app, which you can find on your preferred app store. I am your host, Margaret Ebeshi. On today's edition of the program, In the News, our focus is on the national unveiling of the World Public Relations Forum, WPRF Abuja 2026, to take place here in Abuja next week, Monday. And our guest on the program is the Chairman, Communication and Media Relations Work Team. He is a veteran broadcaster and seasoned public relations professional, consultant, and trainer in the person of Mr. Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. You're welcome on the program, sir.
I'm Dr. Muhammad Kudu Abubakar.
Oh, my apologies, Dr. Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. He's here to talk to us about the national unveiling of the World Public Relations Forum, WPRF, Abuja 2026, scheduled to take place in Abuja, Nigeria. The event is scheduled to take place between the 15th to 21st of November next year, 2026, to be hosted by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR. So, Mr. Mohammed, Dr. Mohammed, I beg your pardon, you're welcome on the program.
Thank you, Margaret, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. This is my first time of being in your studio.
Can you tell us about the event, that's the platform, the WPRF? Just give us an insight into this event.
Yeah, the WPRF, which is an acronym for the World Public Relations Forum,
Yes.
is a flagship event of the Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communications Management. By the way, the Global Alliance is a combination and, if you like, an organization that composes and consists of all public relations organizations, national public relations organizations in 126 countries. That makes the Global Alliance. And the Global Alliance is there as the public relations and communication management of the world. It is the world's most prestigious gathering of public relations and communication leaders, professionals, and institutions. It's a landmark event that will position Nigeria at the heart of global attention, communication, excellence, and thought leadership. This will be the second time that the World Public Relations Forum will be hosted in Africa.
Okay.
South Africa hosted in 2007. But it will interest you to know that when Nigeria was bidden to host the 2026 event, South Africa again bidded with us. But Nigeria, of course, we defeated them. I was made to understand they were able to get just 1 or 2 points, while we got about 17 out of the total points. So Nigeria got the bid, and in the spirit and the wisdom of the Global Alliance,
Yes.
they normally say that if a country that will be hosting must begin activities to show their readiness, to show their preparedness, 1 year to the date of the hosting. That is why you are seeing we are now going to have this Nigeria National Unveiling.
Yes.
We say Nigeria because if we just leave it at national, it may be ascribed to another country. So we say Nigeria National Unveiling of the World Public Relations Forum, Abuja 2026. So that's the idea. And on Monday, we have already made plans, of course, for the event. On that Monday, the whole event, we have planned it to take the duration of just 2 hours, because we have made plans for our media partners to the NIPR, like the NTA, Voice of Nigeria, channels,
Yes.
Arise, AIT, the TVC. They have all committed themselves to transmit the event live to us, for us. So that's why we're saying it's going to be a quality 2 hours within those 2 hours, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on that Monday, 20th of October, the event will take place. And we have already scheduled several key elements of the agenda. For example, we expect to have what we call an introduction by the chairman of the MPC. We're talking of the chairman of the MPC is the National Planning Committee for the event, and it's in person of a director and the Federal Minister of Information, Dr. Suleiman Haruna. He will do a welcome address, and then we go and get an insight into what the World Population Forum is all about and the commitment of the NIPR. This will be done by no other person but the President and Chairman of Council of the NIPR, Dr. Ikeneliaku, FNIPR. And thereafter, we will have what we call a goodwill message by Zoom from the Global Alliance President, Professor Justin Green. The Global Alliance President is, if you like, the #1 PR person for the world.
Yes.
Because he heads the entire Global Alliance, which I told you earlier consists of 126 countries. So he will he will be connecting with us through video to speak to us on the national unveiling. And of course, from there, we have done a short video that will be presented on the synoptic video presentation to herald the vision of the NIPR for WPRF. What do we mean here? While we were bidding, NIPR was bidding, we did so many things, including video clips and all that, and documentaries. So we have put together all that trajectory of the bidding process into this video, and that will also be shown. And of course, we will also be speaking to the theme and features of the defined benefits of the WPR of 2026. This will be done by the co-chairman of the National Planning Committee, who is also the spokesperson for the National Planning Committee. We are talking of Malan Yakubu Lamai. Yakubu Lamai right now is the Director General for Strategic Communication to the Executive Governor of Nasarawa State. So he will be doing that. Then the formal unveiling will take place. And the formal unveiling will be done by no other person but His Excellency Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Muhammad Idris, Fellow of the NIPR. He will do that unveiling alongside the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Minister of Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, and of course, we expect even the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory to also be there to support them.
Okay.
And after that, we'll have speeches from Foreign Affairs Minister, the Minister of Culture, and then the FCT Minister will now speak. And after that, the keynote speech and the formal unveiling will be done by the Honorable Minister of Information. Then we'll round it off with a closing remark by the Vice President of the NIPR. The Vice President of the NIPR is no other person. He's a communication scholar, a professor of strategic communication. We're talking of Professor Emmanuel Dandaura. He's a director at the Institute of Strategic Communication at the Nasarawa State University. And again, you can see we have him as our Vice President. So what a way to start the day on Monday. These are the outlines and highlights of what the national unveiling will entail.
Okay. Thank you for taking us through that elaborate breakdown of what to expect. Now let's look at what this means for Nigeria. WPRF coming to Nigeria. What does this mean for the communications and media industry in Nigeria?
It means a lot. It means a lot because the national unveiling would put the WPRF 2026 Abuja on the map, and it will create a buzz. It will get people talking.
Yes.
It will ensure that our target audiences know why they can't afford to misbehave or they can't afford not to be there, and they can't afford not to be members of the NIPR. I'm talking about professionals who, for now, are maybe graduates of mass communication, PR, and whatever. They are PROs or in several institutions, but they don't care to be members. I've got, because of this hype we are doing now, I've got so many calls, so many WhatsApp messages of people, I want to join the NIPR, I want to join. The whole idea is to create this buzz. The whole idea is to further professionalize PR and mass communication in Nigeria. And I think we are achieving that. But on a more specific terms, The critical objectives of the WPRF unveiling is to herald to the world by Nigeria that the WPRF 2026 and connect with the niche communities nationwide through the state NIPR offices or chapters. And then, because we intend to bring more than 3,000 delegates to the forum, we cannot afford not to start now. You can see we are starting almost 12 months to the event itself. The event is November 2026, and by October 2025, we are doing an unveiling. So you can see we were strategic about it, we were intentional about it, and again, we want to build this idea of what we call coming soon landing page to put up the WPR 1 year clock with striking announcement, visuals on stage and virtually. Secondly, or thirdly, we are going to produce what we call a short captivating video which will state what WPRF 2026 Abuja is all about and why it's happening in Nigeria and what makes it special. And fourthly, we will kickstart, and that's even, I think, one of the most important reasons. We want to kickstart what we call early bird registration with special discounts for delegates. We don't want you to wait until October 2026 before you start scrambling to register, and then maybe that time the internet may be clogged. But now when you do that, but the moment we do this unveiling, everybody can just hit the ground running by clicking, by registering, and you even have discounts, because if you're an early bird, you are going to have, if for example it's 100 naira, for an early bird it may be 50 naira, for example. Okay. But I'm not telling you that that's you know. So we also want to attract a broad spectrum of media attention, which will pave the way for active sponsorship drive across Nigeria. Because you will agree with me, we are not, NIPR or the WPRF is not a government agency. We are non-governmental organization. So we will depend on sponsorship of very many partners, very many sponsors, private, public relations. They could be the likes of Dangote, for example, for the want of another name, the likes of very, very strong business concerns that are based in Nigeria or outside the country. There are a lot of goodies, if I can call it so, for doing that, because we will call them as our partners. We have what we call the silver partners, golden partners, so many, and there are so many categories. I don't have them right now with me.
Okay, you've given us this insight into the 1 year publicity ahead of next year's event. Now, tell us what the theme is for next year's event and why was it chosen?
With the theme featuring the national unveiling has several themes, but the straightforward one is responsible communication, the voice of the world. Okay. Responsible communication, the voice of the world. Why? It was chosen for so many reasons. You will agree with me, because of the avalanche of the internet and so many, very, many platforms, and the fact that getting onto the internet is free, and the access, there is no inhibition. Yes. There is what we call increase in fake news, increase in hate speech, increase in hate posts, and what have you. So in the wisdom of the World Public Relations Forum and the wisdom of course, the Global Alliance, they felt if delegates, more than 3,000 delegates, concentrate in having what we call responsible communication, then the voice we will have unison in having a responsible voice of the world and a responsible communication. Because you can see, we used to have what we call strategic communication. You have, but we have moved a little forward to say that it is not just good for your communication to be strategic, but it has to be responsible. Yes. That is your choice of word, choice of medium, choice of time, will has to be responsible. And if that is done, then you will begin to have a seizure of non, a seizure of avalanche of hatred in communication, or hatred in the channels of communication. And so we are saying responsible communication will bring about one voice, and one voice would give us one world with one synergy. So that's the whole idea.
Okay, we'll take a break at this point. You've been listening to In the News, coming to you from Voice of Nigeria. And our guest on the program today is Dr. Muhammad Kudu Abubakar, a veteran broadcaster and the chairman, Communication and Media Relations Work Team of the Nigerian National Unveiling of the World Public Relations Forum, WPRF Abuja 2026. Remember, you can always listen to Voice of Nigeria programs via our website, www.von.gov.ng, and on other platforms such as Simple Radio, Radio Garden, TuneIn Radio, or the Von mobile app, which you can find on your preferred app store. Now, in your position as a trainer, what are government institutions supposed to do, like the government media, to do or to learn from these events to balance transparency, national interest, and credibility when dealing with sensitive issues?
Well, first and foremost, you are talking of government institutions, right?
Yes.
And what the NIPR has always said, because NIPR, we have as our motto, professionalism and excellence. And for you to have professionalism and excellence, it means whatever you do, you must do that from the position of knowledge. And that knowledge, you will have to undergo training, isn't it?
Yes.
And that training, you will have to be certified. So which means everybody that is involved in the game and the field of communication must be trained. So we don't have room for quacks.
Yes.
So what that means, the government institutions must first and foremost make sure their information officers, their public relations officers, their PR managers, and PR personnel, or sometimes you say public affairs officers, must be trained. Excuse me, not just trained, but they must be certified members of the NIPR. That's the baseline. So if that is done, you find out that our goal of having responsible communication is half achieved, because these persons from the word go know what they are supposed to do.
Yes.
They will be able to represent their institutions very well, and are able to project the institution's interest and strategic goals to the world, to the people, to other stakeholders, much more accurately and in a very, very synchronized manner. So that's what I think government institutions must do. First and foremost, make sure your PROs are registered NIPR members, they are trained, they are certified, and then you're good to go.
Okay. Earlier on in our discussion, you made mention of the ministers to expect, which means you're getting the government involved in this forum. Now, usually at the end of such global forums, a resolution is reached. How are you going to get the government to implement these resolutions after the unveiling and after the forum next year?
The fact that the Nigeria unveiling itself will be done by no other person but the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation means that we already have the commitment of government. Mark you, the Honorable Minister is not just a minister. He is also a fellow of the NIPR. So he as a person already knows what it is to have good, strategic, and responsible communication. So you can see, we are already there with him. We already have the buy-in of government. And moreover, we also are going to have the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who takes charge of external communication of the government, like you, the Voice of Nigeria.
Yes.
In fact, we can call him your minister in a way.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
exactly. So you see, so the two are already there. And then we have the Minister of Culture and Creative Economy. And then, of course, our host, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, because we're in Abuja. and it is called WPRF 2026, Abuja 2026. So World Public Relations Forum, Abuja 2026. So you can't do anything in Abuja without the Federal Capital Territory Minister.
Yes.
So it is a given. We believe very strongly with the support the Honourable Minister of Information has given the NIPR, and he's given the NIPR, and the oversight. He also has oversight over the NIPR anyway. So we believe that we are in good hands. The issue of implementation of whatever is derived from the forum itself would not be a problem.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. We're in the age of AI. Will the WPRF address AI's adaptation in public relations professional, and how public relations practitioners can implement this in their day-to-day work?
Yes, there is. Remember, we have not gone. We did not talk about. There's going to be what we call. It's not just the forum itself.
Yes.
There will be an opening session,
Yes.
and then we will have breakout sessions.
Yes.
And in this breakout session, there are going to be several panels.
Okay.
And one of them will be devoted to what you just talked about.
AI.
Yes, AI. AI communication challenges, opportunities, because of course AI, there are opportunities.
Yes, there are.
And there are challenges. There are problems. All this will be addressed by experts who are professors in their fields, not just AI, but in the general gamut of communication.
Okay, so do you think technology, as including AI, can democratize communication or make it more chaotic?
It is already doing that. It has democratized communication. Remember, I said the WPR, in its wisdom, felt that we should scale up from just having strategic communication to having responsible communication. So AI and the various technologies have already democratized that. Because, for example, myself and you now are seated in this studio. When my phone has an internet, I can quickly Google anything that is it you are saying.
Yes.
If you are not telling me the truth, I will know. Meanwhile, I'm sitting by you.
Yes.
And I can quickly correct you. That's democratization. That is access. What it has done, to the extent that even in classrooms now, in the universities and secondary schools, students can Google and counter whatever their teacher is telling them. That is democratization. That is access. That's what the internet has done for us. AI is only scaling it up.
Okay, so talking about AI, this usually applies to mostly the young people who are more into technology.
Tech savvy.
Yes, tech savvy. Now, what is WPRF doing to get young people? Because I know you mentioned university students who are mass communication students being part of the event. How are you getting them to be part of these events and to leverage this platform to build up their communication professionals as the next generation?
Indeed, we are doing a lot. The NIPR, remember,
Yes.
has what we call the Youth and Undergraduates Hub.
Yes.
That Youth and Undergraduate Hub is the cornerstone of our gathering the entire youths of the world to first key into the WPR Abuja 2026, second, participate in it, fourth, contribute to it, fifth, gain from all what the transactions that will take place. In fact, we have Dr. Nelson Omenuga. He is the cornerstone of, he is the chairman of the work team for youths. And they are coming up with so many ideas, so many platforms. Right now, as I talk to you, we already have a specialized platform on the social media that we are communicating with these youth from Kenya, from Malawi, from everywhere. They are keen up to and looking forward to the WPR of Abuja 2026.
Okay, now let's move to policies. Is NIPR looking to engage policymakers to ensure communication is central to Nigeria's development? Are they looking to engage policymakers in this event and drive?
What else do you have when you already have ministers? Who are the policymakers other than them? They are not just makers, they are implementers.
Okay.
Of course, we are engaging policymakers.
What about like the National Assembly?
Yes, we are inviting and engaging the National Assembly as a body, but specifically the chairman of the House and Senate Committees on Information, the chairman of the House and Senate Committees on Media and Publicity. You remember, media and publicity are the spokespersons of the two chambers, but information committees are the committees that oversight agencies of government that are under information. So that we are engaging them, and they are invited, and they will attend.
Okay. Now, just take us through the registration process. What are participants expected to do to be part of Monday's event and the event for next year?
No, for now, the registration process will be kicked off. Remember, we said we want to, if you like, kickstart the drive towards registration on Monday.
Yes.
We are believing that with the unveiling, immediately after the unveiling, because the president of Global Alliance, Professor Green, will be joining us online, he will be 001 of the first registrant. Then the second registrant will be the minister himself, Minister of Information. That will be 002. And then others will follow like that. And with that, it means the portal is open.
Okay.
People will be able to key in to the portal for registration. And right now, we have already created what we call Nigeria National Unveiling, what do you call it? The WPR of Abuja 2026.
Yes.
On that, it will be put on all the social media platforms of the NIPR and the WPRF, and again on the NIPR website, so that when you go there, you can go ahead and register, you can do anything, you can pay, everything will be explained when you go to those platforms.
Okay, as a global event, how is it promoting cross-cultural exchange and understanding?
You've already said it, it's a global event. So we expect people to come from all over the world, particularly from the registered members of the Global Alliance, which are 126 countries of the world and in all the continents of the world. We also have what we call the entertainment side of the event, whereby we will have very many cultural events. Cultural events that will be done alongside, if you like, the professional and academic performances. And these cultural events will be situated in Eagle Square. In fact, we call it the cultural village. We right now, as I'm talking to you, we're making some arrangements with the owners of the Eagle Square for all that. And this will bring in different cultural troops from across Nigeria. And then even our food, our cuisine, different variety of cuisines will be displayed. There will be dinner activities so that delegates from other nations and other continents will have an idea as to what our fufu is, what our egusi soup is, what our edikaiko is, or egusi or whatever. It is going to be a potpourri of activities and events, including, we're also going to have what we call a guy called a 1 hour tailor. Yes. You can come to his shop, sit down, he takes measurements of you, and in an hour he has finished your dress. And that dress will have to be culturally inclined to Nigeria anyway. So all these are there. We have so many things. By the time I think bring in the co-chair to come in at some point, because he is at the cornerstone of this arrangement, and he will be a better person to speak to this event for us.
Okay. I'm hoping we can have a discussion again before the event next year.
Yes, certainly. I mean, we have a whole 12 months.
Yeah.
So what we do, if you will have us, we don't mind every month and to come and give you updates.
Oh, definitely. We would love to have you.
Because we're going to have a timeline. We already have a timeline anyway. Yeah. But the timeline will kickstart from Monday the 20th, after the unveiling. Yes. So from that Monday 20th of October, the timeline starts. And then we will now be going to the various media organizations to talk about the timeline, talk about updates on progress, talk about challenges and how we have surmounted them, talk about the personalities we're trying to get, but we're not getting. And maybe by the time they hear us say it on air, they will also come and key in.
Okay. So tell us about Monday's event, the venue, what time it will start, So participants can be aware and ready for
Yes,
that.
for Monday, October 20th,
Yes.
the Nigeria National Unveiling of the World Public Relations Forum 2026
Yes.
is going to take place at the NAF Conference Center.
Okay.
The NAF Conference Center is
Along the next Cash and
exactly,
to
yes,
Kado Road,
yes. Between the hours of 12 p.m. and 2 p.m.
Yes.
I told you earlier that it's going to be quality 2 hours.
Okay.
And we expect participants, invited guests, to be there before 12, of course. So maybe from 9 o'clock, people can troop in, particularly the youths.
Yes.
We will want them to come earlier so that we will arrange them in a very neat, orderly place. And then the other guests, of course, maybe from 10 or 11, will all be seated. And the event proper will kick off at 12 on the dot. And then by 2 p.m. we expect to have rounded off everything. And for the media organization that will be taking us live, we expect that's when they will be rounding off to hand over transmission back to their studios and what have you. And we expect the Voice of Nigeria too will join
We'll definitely
to give
be
us a
there.
live coverage.
We will be there.
Thank you.
And thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Margaret.
Dr. Muhammad Kudu Abubakar, for talking with us. It's an honor to be in your presence, sir.
Thank you,
Having watched
thank
you for many years as
Thank
a
you.
veteran journalist.
Thank you,
right.
thank you, Margaret Ebeshi, and you are doing a wonderful job.
Oh,
and,
thank you very much,
Please
sir.
keep it up,
I will.
and we will see again when you invite us.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Muhammad Kudu Abubakar is the chairman, Communication and Media Relations Work Team of the Nigerian National Unveiling of the World Public Relations Forum, WPRF Abuja 2026. And he was here discussing with us, which was very honorable on his part. So thank you so much for coming to Voice of Nigeria, sir.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you.
And thank you for having the NIPR, and of course for supporting the WPRF Abuja 2026.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, listener, for staying with us. And this is where we end this edition of In the News. My name is Margaret Evishi. Thank you.